Welcome back, Fudsters. This is Brad Richard, and I wanted to wait here a couple minutes before we get started. We got a couple minutes before we go live. Thanks for joining me. Running a little bit late this afternoon. I'm in Texas, and it's like 300 degrees here, and the humidity is insane. So, running a little bit late. Looks like the chat room is filling up. I want to thank all of you for joining me. Last week, we did a 20-minute power session, and some of you participated in that. And I did notice that my attendees kind of dropped off from last week. So I don't know if that was a total success, but today we're going to focus in on Q&A. And you can ask me any question that you would like. I am a master life coach. I'm a certified master life coach, and also a podcast host and a author of 3 books. So I'm coming to you today with my life experience and my life coaching skills that I have. So I want to welcome everyone that is joining us. The chat is filling up. Welcome. Some of the names I can't pronounce. Sorry. Let's see. Shakma. The last name is Shakma, and thanks for joining me. We got about a minute, and there are some people that are still joining. And so, Maria, thanks for joining us. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat. I will try to read your questions in the chat. If you want to raise your hand, or if you want to join me live on the live stream. Craven Cakes joined. Thank you for joining, and I appreciate that. We are still filling up in the chat room. We got about a minute to go before we go live, and I want to thank everyone for joining me. The more the merrier. This Q&A live session with me is it only works if there is participants, if there are people that are willing to participate in the Q&A. So thank you all very much. And I think if you press the 3 dots to the left of the hand, you can join me live, and I'd love to have someone join the live stream with me. So it is straight up 1 o'clock. Want to be punctual, want to be on time, and welcome everybody to the Team U Life Coaching. Brad Richard, I'm a Master Certified Life Coach, and today my live stream is a Q&A. So if you have any questions for me as a life coach, or any general questions, go ahead and type it in the chat room, and we will get started with the Q&A. It's been one of those weeks. I hope everybody had a great week. Let me know how things have been going this week. Shakma said, "Thank you. My name is Mintagla Shakma. I am from Bangladesh. How are you today?" I am doing fine. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me. And all the way from Bangladesh. Well, I am in Tyler, Texas, in the USA. So thank you for joining my live stream. I'm going to open up the floor to any questions that you may have. You can type out the questions. Bill just joined us as well. We're up to about 10 people in the chat room, so that's good. And welcome to everybody. If you have a question for me, when it pertains to life coaching, just put it in the chat room, and I will try to read it and respond to those questions. If you want to join me live, I think you can do that as well. Mr. John just joined us as well. So great. We got a bunch of people, and I don't want to be the only one talking or interacting with you. I am here at no charge. Just ask to join the live stream. Okay, well, let me go ahead and click on that. Except Maria. Okay, great. I think Maria. Hi, Maria.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Nice to have someone joining me on the live stream. Without participation, I'm just kind of like, winging it. So my name is Brad, and I'm glad to have you here. Do you have a question when it comes to life coaching or side hustles and how they connect together?
Yes. Well, I recently worked as an English coach, so I do a little coaching too currently, but about other topics. But it's a very interesting question. It's kind of tricky But when you are a coach, you also need you also need to be a coach for yourself. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you get demotivated. Sometimes anxiety comes in, or you feel depressed. You know, there are many things, but it's important, I think, to not get loose into the many jobs that you have, because I currently have many hustles,
Right.
um, and you have to talk to people, chat, phone, and sometimes you feel like you're being drained. You know what I mean? Like your energy is being drained. But
Right.
yes, like what do you have any tips for that? Yeah.
For myself, and it may work, it may not work for everybody, but for myself, um, I use music as my number one regenerating tool. For me, my personality is best with a larger crowd and working with a larger number of people. I do group coaching, and I am more on fire when I do group coaching because I feed off the energy of the group. So for me, group coaching is the ultimate in excitement, and that's what keeps me motivated and keeps me focused on my teaching and on my coaching. Now I do one-on-ones as well. I do more one-on-ones than I do group coaching, but when life kind of brings me down, for me, my go-to is music. Music that I love and that resonates with me and my little Brad, and and keeps us focused and moving forward. So, does that answer your question? That's for me.
Yeah, that's good. I was also wondering, for example, sometimes I feel overwhelmed with the workload. So I don't have an employee contract right now, but I still have hustles. So what I did is that I used a tool that is called Calendly. So like having my calendar and my schedule is really important for me to feel control of my time. Like time management is one of the things that makes me crazy sometimes. Like
Right.
it's really important. So what do you think? What do you use? Do you use calendars? Um, mhm.
Uh, well, I do use a calendar to book my sessions. Something for me is I review my schedule usually the night before. And so I kind of embed an action plan into my brain at night. And when I get up in the morning, I've slept on that all night long. And so when I get up in the morning, I am ready to take on that things to do list. I'm a big advocate of TTD, things to do list. I use them with everything. And I think making out a list, you don't want the list to control or tamp down any excitement, or let the list inundate you and wear you down. But I think it's critical to have a things to do list, and with each item on that list that you check off, one at a time, those are small wins with every one you check off. That is telling your subconscious that you're winning, that you're succeeding, and that you're helping, and that you're moving forward with each one that you cross off. So it's little successes, one at a time. And so my time management is list making. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's okay. Yes, yes. That answered my question. I just wanted to check because I have a similar way of working. But yes, there are a lot of things that are important for you when you start a hustle, and if you have clients, like the relationship with those clients. Like, for example, I wasn't conscious about the importance of having files. For example, I have some forms for my clients. So in the moment that I don't have a platform where I can unify my clients, but I still provide them with links, with guide documents, and I wasn't aware of that. But okay, so I work in marketing. I'm from Colombia. Here in Colombia, the people tends to be a little disorganized in the work. Like when you're working with someone who is independent and you're hiring that person for doing something that you need, for example, digital marketing. So I know that the client has some needs being listened. And I have to understand that needs, those needs. But I think it's also important to educate the client. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm happy to help you. Here is the guide to my workflow. This is my way of working. This is my calendar link. This is the form. Like, yes, I think that kind of things help you when you're doing hustling.
I think when it comes to, I mean, your side hustle is coaching, and with any side hustle, when we look at our customers and or our clients, okay, sometimes we need to get them past the first step. So many of my clients won't do step 2 and step 3 if they haven't even conquered that first step. And sometimes the first step is actually deciding to take the second one. It's a small baby step, okay? And so trying to get our clients or our customers to take that first step is really about understanding their thoughts, their emotions, their feelings, and what's holding them back from taking that first step. And with some people, you have to kind of babysit them through step 1, step 2, step 3. Most of my clients, they don't see the last step. They don't see the end result. All they see is that first step that's a hurdle, and they can't get past that. Okay. And so for me, my patience or my empathy with my clients is getting them through the first step, the second step, the third step. And until they have those steps behind them, it's very difficult for people to see the end goal. They can't see the end goal.
Yes.
All they're focusing in on is that first step.
Like,
so
it's not only something that happens in Colombia. It's something that happens everywhere, that the people is trying to take shortcuts to things, and
Right.
you kind of, you need to explain them that shortcuts, that there's always a process. Yeah, that's difficult. That's been difficult for me because I never fully lived from a remote hustle, from a hustle, but I'm starting to do it. I'm going step by step, but I've seen that the people are starting to notice me because I'm trying to structure my workflows. Mhm.
Great. I wanted to open it up. If you want to stay on with me, this was great. I love having somebody join me live on the stream. We have a bunch of people that have joined the chat. Kat and Love and Peace and Brooklyn and Frank. Does anybody have a question pertaining to side hustles and or life coaching that me or Maria can address? If you have a question, put it in the chat. And I don't know, Maria, if you can see the questions or not. If you can't, I'll read the questions as they come in.
No, I can't see the question. No.
You can't? Okay. Well, if any one of the listeners wants to type their question in the chat, I will try to address it, and then I'll read the question out loud, and then I would like to hear your perspective, Maria, on the question. So we do have a bunch of people in the chat, and now we just kind of wait. We can play that game show music, dun, 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 waiting for someone to ask a question. But you made some really good points, and not just with life coaching. I think with any of our side hustles, we want it now, and we're in a world of instant gratification. And when we're doing self work, when we're working on ourselves to try to make our customers and clients comfortable, because they have to be comfortable to make that commitment to us.
Mm-hmm.
And in turn, we give our commitment back to them. And so
Mm-hmm.
getting a customer or a client to that place of comfort takes time and takes patience. And we all want people to do what we're asking them to do or suggesting for them to do. And I have many clients now that have been on that same fence for a very, very long time. They cannot get over that first picket and get to the other side. And my job as their coach is to never give up on them and stay with them until they're ready to make that next step. If I give up, right? If I give up on them, then that justifies in their mind and in their thinking that it's okay to give up on themselves, which it's absolutely not acceptable that they give up on themselves. That's the whole purpose of me coaching them. So, all right, folks, does anybody have a question for either me or Maria? She has joined me on the live stream. We still have a bunch of people in the chat. So a lot of people are liking the stream. I want to thank everybody for joining on the live stream, and especially Maria. She was brave enough to come on the live stream, and I commend you for that. So put in the chat room, folks, clapping hands, the clapping hands emoji. Let's hear it for Maria that she was brave enough to come on the live stream. While we're waiting for a question to come in, something that I've covered, and I've told you that as a life coach, I work on forgiveness, self-care, and then transformation. And I've had people reach out to me with areas of life that has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with, in their mind, okay? In their mind, it's like, well, I don't need self-care. I love myself. I take care of myself, and I'm good with that. I don't have anybody to forgive. I don't need to forgive myself. I'm good with that. And and transformation, they don't really necessarily want to transform, but they want to make their lives better. And so, people, how can I get content writing gigs here for fun? Okay. Train of thought. It looks like Dixon 99. How can I get content writing gigs here for fun? What I would recommend that you do is put out an introductory video explaining on what type of content that you write, what are your skills in content writing, and what can you offer the FUD community when it comes to the content that you can write for them. And put that out as an intro video and tell people about yourself and what you do. Also, you can go live and explain the process that you use in providing content for other people and gauge the feedback and gauge the interest based on the interaction you get here on FUD. The need will surface amongst members of FUD. And when that need comes up, address it and tell them and explain to them why you are the person to fill their need. So I hope, Dixon99, I hope that answered your question. Just give me a thumbs up if it did in the chat. So while we're waiting for another question, I hope I answered that one for you. And I wanted just to step back and let people know that me as a life coach, because I focus in those three areas, I believe they're foundational in moving forward with our side hustles, with our relationships, and with our dreams and goals. But there are so many other areas, okay, in life coaching that I'm more than willing to help you with because I'm certified in multiple niches or niches. And so I can help you in other areas besides self-care, forgiveness, and transformation. But my focus is those three things because I believe they're foundational in all of the other things that we want to do. Okay. And side hustles are why most of us are here. Okay. It's our side hustle. But is the side hustle you're currently doing, is it truly your dream? Is it truly your passion? Are you totally in? Are you 100% committed to your side hustle? Is it really what you really want to do? Or is there something else that is more connected to who you are, your dreams and goals, and what makes your why so big that nothing can stop you until you get to where you want to be? And so, if the answer to that is yes, then you got your why, and you know what you need to do moving forward with that. But if it's not, or if it's something that you're doing on the side, but you're not really passionate about it or really excited, then look at alternatives or look at changing your side hustle to reflect more of what you're needing inside. Okay. Maria, did you have something to add to
Yes.
that?
I'm only 24.
Wow.
Um,
I'm 59.
you're younger than my parents, so
Oh,
you're young.
well,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. Um, so I started to realize that I needed to do something for myself, by myself, um, because I started to be unhappy being just an employee. Sometimes work environments tend to be toxic. Well, it depends, not for everybody, but they tend to be a little yes. And sure, how you've been saying, the way you've been telling me about forgiveness, self compassion, and I don't remember what was the other. um, Everything that you do in your lives daily impacts what you do. So everything you think and everything you feel has an impact on your actions. So
Right.
that was about what I started to analyze. So I'm a very analytical person. I didn't study psychology or anything. I studied social communication here in Colombia. And but my mom, she's a philosophy teacher, and my dad is a social communicator too, but he's a philosopher too. So this was really tricky because from the beginning, when I was a child, I was always asking what my parents love books, and books about philosophy, books about psychology, books about self motivation. So that was really weird. Well, what I'm trying to say is that self discoverment, discovering yourself is really important because some actions that you do at work that you didn't understand the reason behind them, you start to know the reason why. When you start to know yourself, and that sometimes may be happening because you don't forget you don't for didn't forgive your parents, your grandma, I don't know, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons behind it. And when I started to do therapy, I discovered a lot of things. But it's not the therapy, because there's a lot of people going to therapy telling the therapist, yes, I feel sad, this is terrible, and they just cry. They just cry and let all out, but they're still being the same person. They haven't changed because they don't want to change. They just want to drop it. They just want to drop this
Mhm.
feeling inside that they feeling sad.
Right.
And it's difficult. It's difficult. Mhm.
Something that you said is the self-discovery and looking at what your parents told you or what your relatives told you, your sister, your brother, your coworkers. Um, I talk about it. Something that I work with my clients on is self-parenting skills,
Mhm.
and it's so important to learn how to parent ourselves. Number one, love ourselves, take care of ourselves, make ourselves a priority, and then learn how to parent ourselves so that we don't stray from what our adult self wants. Our goals, our dreams, our side hustles, great relationships, great children, great job or career. That all involves parenting ourselves and directing us and guiding ourselves just like parents do. Um,
Mhm.
when your parents' job is done and you move on as an adult, um, it doesn't stop there, or it shouldn't stop there. Parenting should continue on, but you become your parent. You become the parent that's self-parenting and directing
Mhm.
your life. And your little person, your little me, um, is not there to control you with fears and doubts and issues and self-deprecating ideas. That is, well, I'll never be anything or I'll never make it. That's all subconscious, and that's all your little person controlling the direction of your life. But self-parenting puts that little person in check and lets them know that we're not doing that. This is what we're doing, and you're along for the ride, okay? But I'm in
Mhm.
charge of me and our little me's, and this is what we're going to do because it's best for me. So self-parenting is something that is very important. I teach it to my clients, and I highly recommend it that people do so. I want to go back. Excuse me. We had someone pop into. They raised their hand. They wanted to join the live stream. I'm sorry I didn't get to you. The little red hand popped up, and someone wanted to join the live stream. By the time I got to it, it was already gone. So please, whoever that was that popped in and wanted to join the live stream, hit the button again, and I promise I will tap on it and bring you on live into the live stream. But I do apologize, I missed it. So if you're still with us in the chat and you still want to go live with us and join the live stream, press that button again, and I'll bring you on the live stream with me and Maria, who is graciously and awesomely joined me on the live stream. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. It's way better to interact with another person than to interact with a bunch of words that are popping up. Everyone's liking the stream. That's great. Um, I'm here to serve all of you, and I'm here, for all of you here. So I'm glad that everyone's liking the stream. If anyone wants to join us on the live stream, I will do my best to hit the button and bring you on without missing it. Sorry about that. And also, we are still doing a Q&A. So if there's any other questions, we've had a couple questions, but I'd like to have some more. there's still a whole bunch of people in the chat. So if you have a question for me or Maria about your side hustle or anything else that's going on in your life, any struggles that you're having this week or that you might be facing in the upcoming week, go ahead and ask the question in the chat, and I will, or Maria will, try to address it. With that being said, I'm going to take a couple sips of my coffee and put your question in the chat. That'll be great. Okay, well, we're still waiting. I want to thank Amanda for liking the stream. Brooklyn Powerer with a lot of R's. Mr. John just joined, and those are the folks that are liking it. Frank likes the stream. Thank you, Frank. Frank, Power, Brooklyn, any of you would like to come on the live stream? We've been streaming live for about 31 minutes, and my voice is hanging in there. So anything else? Anything else while we're waiting for additional questions? Maria, anything else that you'd like to bring up today?
Yes, I would like to invite you to speak on the streaming, any streaming that these people from FUD are having. And yes, so what you were saying about the inner voice in your head that's telling you something that is not originally from you but from your parents. Yes, I live that. I think that many people pass through that they have this voice from their parents telling them, you cannot do this, you're not capable of doing this, you won't do this. Just shush that voice. And it's difficult, but that's what I've been trying to do, and I'm here. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's our self critic.
Yes.
If it helps, you can name that self critic or your worst critic. You can give that entity a name. You can call it Bob, or you can call it Bill or Sue. And when they speak up, and you immediately know that what they're saying is harmful, you need to tap them down, kind of like whack-a-mole. And you can,
you know what?
whack
Shut
Bob,
up!
whack Bill, and
Shut up, boys! What are you doing?
and that's the parental approach to it, where as a self-parent, you tell that little person, no, that's not what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, and this is why. And you speak to that critic from a parental standpoint, and you make sure that they understand that they are not the parent, that you are. And you are controlling your destiny, and you decide the direction you're going to go in. Whether the decisions you make are positive or negative, they're still yours, and you own those decisions. Like a parent has to own their decisions on how they raise their children, how they raise them to do good things, or what did I do wrong when the children do bad things? Okay, but that's how it all ties in from a parental standpoint. And yes, you tell them to shut it, tell them to tamp down, however you want to do that. Like I said, it's the whack-a-mole, and when they pop up, you got to put them in their place. And that is self-preservation, that is self-care, that's self-love. Okay. So great point. And I think we're on the same sheet of music when it comes to that. And I'm really glad to hear that that's what you're doing, that you're doing that for Maria. You're doing that for little Maria. You're not letting her bring adult Maria down. Okay. And you're controlling that. And that's terrific. So more clapping hand emojis in the chat, maybe. But we do have a lot of people that are liking the stream, which is great. I am so glad that y'all are liking the live stream. We would love to have you type out a question. This is a live Q&A. I'm a life coach. Maria is also a coach, a life coach as well, and we would love to be able to answer your questions in the chat, or if you want to join us live in the live stream, press those three little buttons and request to join us live, and I will do my best to tap the button in time to bring you on live. So if anybody wants to join us live, go ahead. It's Sunday afternoon. You have nothing to lose. We are all Fudsters here. We're all friends here, and just be your authentic self. I try to be as authentic as possible, and you just have to put yourself out there. So by all means, join us on the live chat, or type your question in the chat box, and I will read it. That would be great. Like I said, a live Q&A only works if there's questions and answers to those questions. So, by all means, jump in, raise your hand, and join the conversation. This is for everybody that's joined in. We've got more than a dozen in the chat room. Surely there's at least one question out there that we can address and that we can explore and look at together out of those 12 people. So while we wait on that, Maria, when you are coaching and you're going through the steps with people, what is, in your opinion, what is your number one challenge that your clients bring to your attention? What puts them in a stuck mode 9 out of 10 times?
I don't understand what this means. They tell me, I give you this document, or I tell you something that is pretty clear. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Oh, they don't understand it. Oh, so they don't. So they don't understand the next step or the first step they need to take.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I think about the format, which is the best format. Mm-hmm.
Oh, say that again.
That's the point where I think about the format, like a template for my file where I have to unify my data from the clients, Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So that is clear. Now, sometimes I do not understand is a one-liner for fear. And I've had clients that have said, "Well, I don't understand what I need to do, and I don't understand how I'm supposed to do that." And I've given them black and white answers and action steps or things to do, and they've come back with, "I don't understand," and that is code. That's code word, or those are code words for I'm fearful of what may happen if I do that.
Yes.
And so you need to call them out on that. Do you really not understand,
Mm-hmm.
or do you have fear? Because
mm-hmm.
our thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
okay, produce emotions, and our emotions will produce a behavior. Okay, so our thoughts create the emotions, and the emotions create our actions or our willingness to move forward. So when someone says they don't understand, okay, they're having a thought. They're confused or they don't understand. And when they don't understand, that brings up an emotion within them of inadequacy and it's like, I don't understand this. I'll never get this.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
can't move forward because I don't understand it. So their emotion is that one of being negative and starting to beat themselves up. When they have the
Mm-hmm.
thought, I don't understand, the emotions that
Mm-hmm.
they begin to experience is emotions of self-doubt
Yes.
and fear.
Mm-hmm.
And the self-doubt and the fear does create a behavior
Mm-hmm.
and does create an action, and that action is, I'm not doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's the point. That's the point where I tell them, if I'm very close to this client, um, did you really not understand? Are you sure? Okay. I believe in you. I know you can do this. I got you through this. You can do this. You're very smart. I know you're smart. Don't tell me that. You're smart. Don't say that. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I think the the way to get around the I don't understand or the fear of moving forward with that first step or a series of steps, um, is to get them to a place of understanding that if they change their thought about the steps or about the actions, a different thought will automatically create a different emotion. And that different emotion will create a different behavior on their
Mhm.
part, which is,
Mhm.
hey, yesterday I did this and I was scared to death and I couldn't believe I did it, but I actually did it. Well, that little baby step that they took that was so big and so scary was accomplished by they changed one thought,
Mhm.
and they felt one emotion that was foreign and different
Mhm.
and brought them to an action that to them seemed really, really big. And some of the smallest baby steps that we take as people can seem huge to us, but very insignificant to others. And the insignificance of a step we take is irrelevant as far as other people's perspectives. It's
Mhm.
our perspective of those steps. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that matters, because
Mhm.
your thoughts will lead to your emotions, good or bad. And those
Yeah.
emotions will dictate to you how you behave and how you act or don't act. So if you're tired of not acting and you're tired of not moving forward, you need to change your thoughts.
Mhm. Mhm.
You'll never move forward with the same thoughts you currently have in your head. You'll never get there because your emotions will be different. And the emotions needed to act will not be present with your current thinking patterns. Okay?
Mhm.
Goes back to mindset. You have a
Mhm.
fixed mindset or you have a growth mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, your emotions will never change and your emotions will be fixed, as well as your actions and your behavior will be fixed. You'll be very predictable. Okay?
Yeah.
And you
Mhm.
don't want to be predictable.
Mhm.
You want to be action orientated, and you want to take yourself off guard as well as others. It's like, wow, look what she did, look what he did,
Mhm.
and that's being unpredictable, and that's your happy place. Not everything can be predicted.
Yeah. Yeah, that reminds me of when I was 5 years old. I was a little girl who only speaks Spanish, obviously, because I didn't have any parents, any people that were speak English. Uh, then I saw High School Musical. This is going to sound very absurd, But when I was little, I saw High School Musical on Disney, and I started to sing songs in English. I thought that was English, you know. Eh, and my sister, who was 4 years older, started to mock at me and tell me, "You don't know English. You're singing so bad." And I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm going to prove her that I'm not." And I don't know. This is going to sound very absurd, but I got obsessed with the thought that I had to prove my sister that I could speak English and that I could sing, and here I am. uh, I won the contest at university singing, and I speak English. I've been working like 3 years with U.S. companies. Now I'm not, but but yeah, yeah. It's funny because I think that you take these criticisms from outside as fuel to go like a rocket and boost yourself. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to, I mean, you defended yourself and you stood up for yourself, and
Yeah.
not to harp on a previous point, but that's what a parent would do. That's what
Uh-huh.
what a parent would do.
And I was
Parent
five.
for yeah,
I was,
and you were parenting your 5 year old little Maria, and saying no, 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 you're not going to hurt her, and you made that, you had that thought where it's like, no, I'm going to prove you wrong,
mm-hmm,
and that
mm-hmm,
gave you that emotion, which gave you the drive to do it. Now, when you won
mm-hmm.
the singing contest, were you
Yeah.
singing in English, but you were only able to speak in Spanish?
Mm, there was a contest where I sing in English. I didn't win because of that reason, but but yes, I was there. I win because I, I have my own song in Spanish. But now I have a YouTube channel and TikTok and everything. Um, I sing songs in English, and that's not my reason. I'm not living from that. I'm not that. That doesn't give me money, but I still do it, and the people give me a like. So I'm happy with that. And it's not the fact of that. It is the fact that I got to be an English coach and teach a lot of people. And I also use a methodology that is using music for learning English. So I'm very proud of that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's awesome. So you took you took two things. You took music as a tool,
Mm-hmm.
because music makes us think. The lyrics make us think. Music also makes us feel.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you got two of the three parts taken care of. Music makes you
Mm-hmm.
feel something and think of something in your mind. It brings up an emotion, and then you act by, if it's a sad song, you may act sad or depressed or very sheltered. If it's an exciting song, if it's a happy song with happy lyrics, you think happy thoughts and happy lyrics, okay, which makes you feel good inside, which makes you want to dance or move your body. And that's, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the music connects all three of those elements that are all
Mm-hmm.
tied in, okay? The thought, the
Mm-hmm.
emotions, and the actions. So music brings that out in everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
then you incorporated the English language into music, okay, which
Mm-hmm.
I definitely can see how that would just be very powerful and very amazing, because the music is opening up their thoughts and their emotions and their actions, and it's letting them explore new words that they're not familiar with. So
Yes.
that is awesome.
And,
That is
and
really
I
awesome.
and I took it before of my experience, not because of the yes, there's the scientific explanation, but I took it before of my experience because I didn't study English at any academy. I just learned English at high school, and my school wasn't bilingual, so I basically studied by myself, and I did that through watching series and music. So the moment I started to understand the lyrics of the music, then I realized I was bilingual. So yeah, it has to do with my emotion because I love the music and I couldn't understand what the music was saying, but then sometimes suddenly I understood. So yeah.
Right. The power of music and the power of words, and how they go together. Absolutely. That is
Mhm.
terrific. That is a great story. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. Um, let's open it up again, folks. We have we're like 50 minutes of a live stream, so go a little longer than I normally do, but that's great. I have Maria here that we're interacting back and forth, and that's awesome. Does anyone have a question for the live Q&A? If you have a question, please put it in the chat so I can read the question and hopefully answer it, or pass it off to Maria and maybe she can answer it. If you would like to join me and Maria in the live stream, you can press the three little dots to the left of the hand, and would love to bring you on. I missed somebody earlier that wanted to come on, and I'll have to keep a better eye on it. So if you want to join us live, do that now. I'm looking at the buttons and I'm looking at the hand, getting ready to press it and bring you on with us. Would love to have you join us live. And while we're waiting to see if anybody's going to do that, um, I'm just asking if there's any other questions about life coaching, side hustles, about life in general that we can talk about. So this live stream is for all of you. It's for Maria. It's for me. It's for all of us. So we are just having a discussion today, and we're having a few questions and answers, and looking at a few different things and different perspectives. If what you've heard today is helping, it's helpful, it resonates with you, it's making you think of some positive things and positive changes that maybe you can do to instill some different emotions within you and maybe cause you to act differently going forward in the upcoming week, because I will be back next Sunday with another live stream. So, what do all of you want to do this week? What one or two things that you would like to change and that you would like to make better this week? And decide what that is, and go for it, and change your thinking about it, change how you feel about it, and change how you act on those changes. And let us know next week in the chat what changes you made and what things were better this week. It only has to be a little bit better. Doesn't have to be a year's worth of better, just a little bit better. We're only talking a week, so it just needs to be a little bit. Um, do you agree with that, Maria?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Do you have anything else to add? We're not really getting any questions, so I think people may be tapped out, and which is fine. We're at like 55 minutes, so I'm going to probably wrap up the live stream here pretty soon. This has been an amazing live stream. We've had great numbers in the chat room. I loved all your perspectives and your point of views. Your messages are amazing. Thank you for joining me on the live stream. It made it really fun, and we went almost an hour, so it was great, and I really enjoy you being here. So, any last words, and then I think I'm going to wrap up the live stream. We're not getting any questions, so we can probably start to wrap it up. Any last words before I do that?
No, thank you. It was really good to meet you. Um, I'm
You
going
too.
to I'm going to look at your LinkedIn profile and everything. I'm going to Google you. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that the people gets motivated with this, because I think that having our own hustle, side hustle, and everything is about motivation. It's about being confident of yourself. Being confident of yourself is not an easy task. I know it's not always um, color rose or or things like that, but mm, life, I guess that life is fighting with your inner child. As,
Right.
uh, yeah.
And right, and that's a fight that you must win. There's
Mm-hmm.
no giving up when it comes to yourself and your little Brad or your little Maria. You and I, our first responsibility is to them. And so I want to thank you for joining me on the live stream. Make sure that you love little Maria, and make sure that you stay in charge, and you decide, your direction. And it looks like that's what you're doing. So I think we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody, especially Maria, for joining me on the live stream. Thank you. Thank you to everybody for joining the live stream. And we have no questions, but a lot of people in the chat. So we are going to call it the end, or the end of the sequel. We'll be back next Sunday at 1 p.m. with another life coaching live stream Q&A. I am Brad Richard. I'm a certified master life coach. I'm here on FUD. You can visit my website at bradrichard.net. My podcast is there. My books are there. My coaching and mentoring and speaking are all there. Like Maria said, you can Google me and find me on Google. I am on LinkedIn as well. A lot of different things going on. My life coaching that I offer outside of FUD is I'm also on Fiverr, and I'm on Coachy. And you can find my rates and my packages that I offer for life coaching on Fiverr and Coachy. And there's links on the website if you want to check that out. My live stream here is free. My 20-minute power session is a guide here on FUD. That's also free. And then I do have a Your Little Me, Who Were You workshop. That is a 9-step workshop. That is on FUD, and it's $29.99. And that is a 9-step workshop that I take you through and provide a worksheet, and we go through it together, and we come up with a game plan, a 9-step personal action plan for you. And that's available at a extremely discounted rate of $29.99 here on FUD. My Fiverr and my Coachy packages are considerably higher than that. So take advantage of that if you'd like to. It is here on FUD. I have 2 guides and the live stream. But I am going to end the live stream. Thank you again, Maria, for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And I'm going to end like I always do. This is the way I end my podcast. Remember to love yourself. Take care of your little me, your little person, because they need you more than you can imagine. Until next week, take care of yourself, and bye for now. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.